is that? That's the chief.
Hello and welcome back once again, my friends, pioneers of werewolves, divergence, and glitches to another episode of the Daily Candle Close News, sending you all much love and high vibrations out to wherever it is you may be in the matrix and galaxy on this very eve. Certainly hope that you're all doing well. You know what it is, pioneers? It is time to rise and it is time to shine. Because my personal question to you, pioneers out there listening, is why not you tomorrow? Those of you listening right now today, you got to realize something. And that is, I say it all the time, you are great, you are phenomenal, you are extraordinary. When you actually understand the pioneer within is fundamentally capable to achieve your dreams. I'm telling you right now, you're capable of what you see in front of you. The election wars tomorrow, I'm telling you, should be you. Elect your president-elect within, that pioneer within. I'm telling you right now, today. See, what if you could pull off the miracle and become your highest version, your greatest version, something nobody thought you could be? Why can't you be someone great that you see on TV tomorrow? I'm telling you right now, if a convicted felon can do it, then I can too. A convicted felon in front of you. I told you they said I was a piece of white trash, a trailer park kid, a convicted felon, a single dad, and I decided in a place where I'm ready to actually shift my mentality to my greatest version, execute on why I was chosen to come to this realm. Why I chose personally to be here today. See, I'm being accountable, pioneers. I know you think I've been MIA, but I've been here in the background with my true friends, my true pioneers, my true supporters, my true divergence and glitches, my pioneers, sharing the whole ups and downs as you see over the last 8 months, and I'm back. It's what you believe you're capable of tomorrow. Vote for yourself. You deserve to be happy. Vote for yourself. Write yourself in. I'm telling you right now today, ask yourself, can you do it? Why not you? Why can't you be the one that comes up with the next great idea that takes over the world, that leads the world towards prosperity and not hatred, negativity? I'm telling you right now today, get logical, answer it right now. Why can't you be somebody great that can do something that has never been done before? Answer it. Somebody answer me. If I want to change my life, it starts with my actions. It starts with waking up every day with, like Lisa Cleveland, sending much love and high vibrations. Like Spirit is sending, realizing, who are you? Who am I that I am that I am? See, what's important to me? I live that. Ooh, let's go. He's the dragon within, in the dragon year. See, I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risk, hon. There's not a single fucking thing. And I've been taking risk over the last several months. I've been grinding in silence while nobody's been looking, and I've been prospering on every aspect. The last time y'all saw me, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Job of 3+ years randomly let me go. I didn't know what I was gonna do, and here I am, close to 6 figures a year. Just do it. You're able to do it. You're able to grind in silence. You're able to stop saying, I can't do this, I can't do that. Quit falling victims to your shortcomings, your obstacles, your failures, your trials and tribulations make you who you are. Get the conscious mind to reject it out of your mind. Let them know who you are right now today and start thinking of how you can do it as we approach the election wars tomorrow. Why can't I be the MVP of the league, of the world? Why can't I be the president of my own paradigm? President elect tomorrow, vote yourself in. I'm telling you, pioneers right now, wisdom, knowledge, power, and authority. All you have is all you got. It's deep within. Search for it. You can get there. You can find it. Pioneers strive to lead the way. Let's go. How are we doing today? Can I get a hello there, pioneers? I know it's been a minute, but we are back once again, my friends, with a very powerful episode of the Daily Candle Close News. I'm telling you, we got a whole lot to talk about today as we get ready to watch the greatest show on earth take place tomorrow, something we've been prepared for all year and have continued to preemptively program it subliminally into the minds of the masses and everyone that follows our channel here in our private Discord at the Pioneer Academy and University at the Daily Candle Close News. I'm telling you, our TradeAholics and Fibonomics have been killing it off them bangers that we've been given over the last several months, going back since, well, March 14th on Pi Day, when we saw the last time we had hit 73K. And they knew as we approached Halloween, when the mark of the dark half of the year, aka Bitcoin's birthday, that we were going to be approaching and leading into or already broken into new all-time highs, and we came just a few $100 short of doing that around that same powerful time frame. Imagine that. Something we've taught here going back years now is that October Bitcoin birthday ritual, and it's played out once again, my friends. So, certainly hope that you're ready for a impactful decode, an impactful technical analysis video, and a all-around jam session after dark special and after Dark-Maga special. We got a whole lot of darkness to talk about again since our recent high and the transition past Halloween and Samhain. So let's go ahead and start this off right there and start getting into the darkness and everything that I've been witnessing over the last several months with my decoding eye, the eye that I see that leads me into becoming my greatest version, my highest self, by taking what my eyes perceive and then allowing myself, my mind, to create my reality. So remember that. All right, let's pull up Saw Win. Some would say that says Sam Hain. But anyway, Samhain is an old pagan Celtic festival and observance and time frame that dates back many, many years. So, anyways, it is the mark of starting from Halloween, aka October 31st to November 1st, the start of the end of the harvest season and the start of the beginning of winter. Winter is coming, pioneers. I'm telling you right now. I've been saying fourth quarter all year is what we've been waiting on. But anyways, winter is coming. So that is the what's known as the darker half of the year. So pay attention to that darkness, that darker half of the year, because we know in the fourth quarter, at the end of it, in December, we have another festival called Saturnalia. Okay, I have to continue to keep going, but there we go. An ancient Roman festival starting on December 17th. I believe that's Poppy Pope Francis's birthday, but I'll behave. Anyways, this is what's known as the darkest days of the year. So remember that. Pay attention. Again, I'm just sharing the significance of these time periods in our realm that we live in, aka what you called Earth or what time or whatever. Anyway, 2024. Anyways, so what I'm getting at is, have you not noticed all the darkness that we've been seeing over the last several months, leading all the way back to April 8th and the Great American Eclipse and its totality of darkness over the United States of America when McDonald's was pitching their pitch black Mountain Dews and all that nonsense was going on, and you can make these pitch black references here and there, and it was just a big energy harvest and distraction, right? Well, anyways, we've now entered the dark half of the year, and we continue to recently start seeing these dark, scripted rituals take place, like, well, you know who recently that has came out, and, well, he has went dark, pioneers. Did you not know? Did you not see it? That he went dark? Okay, so remember that. Okay, Donald D. Orange Boy Trump went dark. And he started wearing the black and gold, black and yellow, black and yellow. But anyways, what I'm getting at is, we've also seen things like NFL and college football teams wear blacked out uniforms all year. And I can't say that I've been able to pay attention to every single one of these games since the dark half of the year has started and the approaching of the dark half of the year leading into the darkest days as we approach Guy Fawkes Day, aka remember the 5th of November, tomorrow. Okay, a very important day where we could potentially see the start of all chaos break out, and we'll get into that. Some darkness that may be headed our way. But what I'm saying is, these teams that I have noticed, 5 of them have, that have went pitch black dark, okay, have won their games. When we look at the game between the Detroit Lions. And who did they play? The Seattle Seahawks back here on September 30th. They wore their Monday night football rituals this Monday night. Whoever's playing tonight, it was the Chiefs and the Bucks. Did the Chiefs go 8-0 tonight? I believe so. We'll check out the score in a minute. I'm just saying, Commander-in-Chief is elected President-elect 47 tomorrow. Pay attention. Okay, so what I am getting at is the Lions won that game. Okay, we then saw earlier the Oregon Ducks knock off the Bucks from Ohio State when they defeated them in their blacked out uniforms this year. I'll have to type out football to get you to show you what I'm showing you here. The symbology, the alchemy of what's going on. I'm telling you, I pay attention to color schemes too. So they played Ohio State on 10-12, October 12th, and beat them by 1 point. I mean, it was a close race. You see what I'm saying? We also saw the Jets here recently just knock off the Houston Texans 21-13. Okay, so they beat them by 8 points. Do the Chiefs go 8-0? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. I'm just saying. So, who else won? Well, Texas A&M beat LSU in their blacked out uniforms. Okay, so Texas. Oh, they beating UCF right now, but it's a close one. But it's just football. A&M football. Let's make sure. Show you what I'm seeing is. Show you that you're not like us. The LSU in their blacked out uniforms 38-23. And the last game that I've paid attention to and I've seen on these blacked out uniforms this year was the Eagles. The Eagles won the Super Bowl last time Trump was elected. I'm just saying the orange guy. So see what I'm saying here. The Eagles won this game when they had their blacked out uniforms against. Click on the Eagles, get their schedule. I'm pretty sure they were playing Green Bay. Yeah, that's when it was, September 6th. They played Green Bay. All right. So I've been noticing this pitch black, this black MAGA, this dark MAGA theme, and we know what it's been tying into. The start of Samhain and Bitcoin's birthday for the scripted ritual October celebration that I was sharing with you. But that's not it. We know it's tying into Saturnalia in the darkest days of the year. But we also know that it's tying in to the new year and the upcoming next year. Okay, the inauguration next year, January 20th, of the next president, president elect. Is it going to be dark matter, dark MAGA? Okay, because Halloween, we know, is known as, why did Bitcoin hit a high that day? Dark Matter Day. You see what I'm saying? All this dark connection right here. It's leading into what shows us one of the last impactful times of the year will be December 31st and 30th, the Black Moon. Okay? So it's showing us something very scripted in our realm that always dates back to numbers, facts, figures, logic, common sense, and stars, astrology. So we've got to always pay attention to the deeper meaning of things. Does Dark Maga get eclipsed right here in the totality of the dark half of the year, or do we see darkness come from this man's win, and all of a sudden we start to see people go absolutely crazy like we saw them before? Or is it too early? Maybe I'll behave. I'm just saying, like, anyways. So back to the decode, because it continues to go very, very deep. Okay, I'm telling you, Coach A back at it again, my friends. I know it's been a minute, but you didn't think I haven't already been plotting and scheming this all year, preparing y'all for the potential of a possible event tied around these elections and this potential narrative. We've already been able to call so much that we've prepared you for years was that JB wouldn't be here. Okay, so now we see the Red Queen, KH Kamala Debbie Harris, who I shared in February in my Super Bowl blog. I shared then extensively in a 200-hour dedicated read to you all in a 3-part version on my website, was how we would see the Red Queen rise to the equation and become potentially our 47th president of the United States. At least we saw her replace JB. He didn't make it. I was half right. We'll see what happens and who becomes selected as we move forward. So let's continue to pay attention to this very powerful video. Checking out the chat. What do you mean share my screen? Oh man, dang, we've missed a whole lot. We've missed a whole lot. I hate that I did that. But anyways, we shared how Trump has recently went to the dark. Did y'all see that? Let me know if y'all were able to see that part. We'll go back and share the few things. It's really just been a lot of motivational talk and talk about what's going on. Okay? So, anyway. But yeah, we shared how the orange guy went dark all of a sudden as we went into the darker half of the year of Samhain. Okay, as we approached Saturnalia, the darkest half of the year. Okay, people, if he wins, might go crazy and irate. Maybe it's too early to say that. I don't know. We saw it happen before. It might cause more chaos and division. And this distraction that we got going on, don't get broken, distracted, and confused. If you've been here for the last 8 months, since we called the first 73K top in advance, okay, again, I'm not bragging. I'm not boasting, but one of the only successful analysts that I've been able to see document his journey over the last several years, going back 5 years now almost, from 2020, around the lows of we know what, of under 10K, so upwards of 69K, calling it in advance, 2 weeks in advance. Okay. To the 15K lows that we called for a year, to the 73K, to the 47 we've recently called on one chart. It went down there, so if you didn't trade on that chart, I'm sorry. But the 49, wherever it went to, the great opportunities we've recently called as we headed into the 47th president being elected. And now the recent recall of 473, 72K as we approach Bitcoin's birthday banger once again. So I'm just saying, I'll share my chart, the one I was sharing already, and that was this one right here, the one we were talking about when I mistakenly didn't share my screen. My bad, my bad, chat. But anyways, what else we've been sharing was the dark matter day, October 31st, all this darkness that we've been seeing around the Lions and the Jets and the Eagles and the Ducks over the Bucks and the, who did I forget? Texas A&M. I'm sorry, the only one. Maybe there's more teams that played with black uniforms. Maybe some lost, but this is what I've seen. Does it show us Dark-Maga winning right here? Only time will tell. One thing I want the chat to pay attention to, the viewers to pay attention to, is for the first time in history, a couple years ago, in the last round of this so-called election clash, selection wars that we saw a very powerful day become a week plus for the first time in history. So pay attention to what happens here if it doesn't conclude tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say. I gotta be careful. Okay, the thumbnail alone could have got me in some trouble today. I'll behave. But anyways, what I'm saying is we got to pay attention to what's going on, what can happen on the world stage. Of course, we're in a very unprecedented time, probably one of the most important times of our lifetime moving forward. Another possible change is coming. It's inevitable. Change is gonna come. Where's Sam Cooke when you need him? I'm telling you, my friends. Very powerful song. Anyway, so what I want to see is us not be caught off guard because we are pioneers. We do not get distracted. We've already been here. We've already known what was coming. The time that could bring utter chaos, distractions, and confusion. So let's get into more of the decode and share with you my thoughts on what is happening as we head into tomorrow, election day 2024, as we get ready to elect president number 47. It shows us that very powerful 47. So pretty interesting. All right, just going to leave that down there for a minute and continue on. This election wars gives us that very powerful 144, and we've been talking all about Trump and his Dark-Maga, giving us that same very powerful 144 and the same 54 in ordinal and reduction ciphers. And we know election wars gave us 45, and Trump was president number 45. Okay, and he's in this year's election wars. Okay, not surprising. We knew that, right, from the Republican side. But anyway, quick drink of water, excuse me. So it's pretty interesting. Now, again, I'm connecting all the dots, paying close attention. Trump Dark-Maga giving us 144. So, anyways, let's go back to our date calculator and see from Trump's most recent birthday this year on June 14th, we see to tomorrow, election day. It is, well, 144 days. And remember, this is that very biblical, powerful number of the chosen ones, the 144,000 chosen Jews that it talks about in the Bible. So let's remember that, pioneers. Being 220 weeks and 4 days, being 204, drop the 0, you get the 24 in the 2024 year. Okay, so again, just throwing that out there. This 4 months and 22 day connection in the 2024 year, 224 year. Okay, so very powerful, very esoteric, right? So not surprised to see that this 144 connection to Trump Dark-Maga to election wars being, well, tied to Donald Trump's birthday 144 days prior to the upcoming election. Is that showing us that the Trump Dark-Maga is the chosen one? Only time will tell. Anyways, I'll behave. So let's move on, because again, we're talking about President-elect, President 47. Giving us that very powerful 157. Okay, you can look at this number. It is the 37th prime, and we know that is the 12th prime and the third star. Anyway, going back to the 157 for President 47, because who will it be? Kamala Harris, Donald Trump? Who knows? Only time will tell. I've been preparing my pioneers for possible chaos and civil unrest and a possible civil war this entire time leading into this time period. So it's something we've got to pay attention to for a potential black swan event from this. So black swan giving us that very powerful 157 again, 58 as well. Election day 2024 gave us 58, tying us into black swan event out of the outcome of this election, or possibly on this day, or out of the no outcome of this election on election day that turns into God knows how long this time. Anyways, I'm just sharing facts and history and how it's always been against how it suddenly changed and nobody batted an eye. But anyways, I'll behave. I know I play too much. And again, here, I'm gonna let's hide my camera, you guys. I don't want to make it all about me, because again, you should vote for yourself tomorrow. You should notice the power within. You should notice your true identity. Okay? Don't get stuck in the egos and the distractions and my side versus your side and right and wrong and left and right and blue and red and whatever the tomorrow. Like it's all about you. You are the greatest of all time within your own paradigm. Again, all right, rich is realizing I create happiness. I've told you all time and time again. Manifest your own reality. You can do it, my friends. If I could do it, you can do it again. They called me a piece of white trash trailer park kid, a convicted felon, a single dad, and I've changed my life. And y'all have known that. If you've watched my channel here for years, you've followed that. So very powerful. So do we see a possible black swan event? Because that's what this could lead to, the outcome, whichever way, during this time frame. Okay? So possible black swan that we need to pay attention to in this unprecedented time we are in. This very critical, chaotic time that we are in. It's November. Be careful. That's November. Okay, this could be a very bearish time period for the short term this year, being the year we are in geopolitically, politically, etc. With all the tension of wars arising, the election wars, I'm telling you, remember the 5th of November, pioneer. But anyways, we know what the fourth quarter of the year holds for us. We're going to continue to talk about it in this live stream. Stay to the very end. It goes deep. So, continuing on about this possible apocalypse that we could see moving on. Hey, my bad. Moving forward. Okay? This apocalypse. Alright, giving us that very powerful 157 that we could see out of this scripted distraction that we're about to see take place tomorrow that gets everybody's prana irate. Okay? So, that 49, we know Kamala Debbie Harris was the 49th vice president and was from San Francisco, where she was a district attorney, where the San Francisco 49ers are from, and they were in our most recent Super Bowl, Super Bowl 58, and we're heading into election day, and the 49ers lost. I'm just saying. If you paid attention to my work over the last several years, over the last several months, like my collab with Master Your Reality, you've been learning to master your reality, and you were able to pay attention to how we were comparing her to being, well, the 47th president, possibly, but she represented the Red Queen that rode the Red Dragon Pioneers, okay? AKA the Beast. And what America could possibly look like if we saw her elected. This was several months ago. Go and check out his channel on YouTube if you don't follow it already. I'm just saying. So, the Red Dragon gave us 49 as well, 157, tying us into Kamala Debbie Harris. You're seeing what I'm laying down here as we head into the dark half of the year as the black moon approaches that same 157 and 49. I'm telling you, it's all in the cards of this year. Why these two are here and what they are showing us alchemically and symbolically by the numbers and by astrology. Okay? So, anyways, color schemes and all, pay attention. I'm telling you, it goes to the deep, my friends. So, I will never let you down. I know, again, I've been MIA, but I stay grinding in the background for my friends. That's how, again, we've been able to recently call every Bitcoin bot. What? You didn't think we were prepared for this time frame in advance based off of these decodes and heading into the election in the election year? I mean, good God, my friends, we even shared with you guys dating back to over a year ago a chart we've been working on for well over a year. As we do every astrology breakdown on it, every fractal pattern, every minute, this and that, and the third on it is called our election year leap year decoded chart. That's preparing us for the price discovery. This aka blow off top that everybody keeps screaming about that we teach you is what's known as market expansion. True expansion, honey. It's sophisticated. Let's go. I'm telling you, let's go. So, with all that continuing to be said, let's continue to break down this, that, and the third everything that we've been talking about. Hold on, I gotta look at my trades on my side check screen. Okay, 22, 17, 60. Okay, doing pretty good. Up 45. We're talking about President 45 becoming a possible President 47. Anyway, I'll behave. So back to the 157 decode. I know I played too much Pioneers. You gotta stay paying attention to the very end to stay here to how we do things, to how we stay tuned to things in the matrix and prepare our pioneers in advance for things like that 47K as we head into the dark half of the year, giving us that very powerful 88, tying us into old buddy old pal Trump. In the possible 88K, we can get ready to see if this man's elected. I'm just saying, you better pay close attention. We got breakouts going to that range. I'm just saying. Okay, price discovery. Once it happens, you ain't no use in trying to chart it. It's gonna be hard to. You can guess. Just about throw a dart and they're possibly able to get hit. But anyways, there is some resistance that we got to get through first. But don't forget, remember the 5th of November and the piece dollar resistance that rose to the occasion on Guy Fawkes Day. So, if you're unfamiliar with Guy Fawkes Day, you better go and watch V for Vendetta. I better be careful for sharing this information in this critical time frame we are in, heading into tomorrow. But Guy Fawkes Day, also known as Guy Fawkes Night or Bonfire Day or Fireworks Day, is a very, very powerful time frame. Okay, so we're the people, the peace dollar resistance rose to the occasion. What will happen? Will civil unrest happen, an outbreak, or will we see a peaceful transition of power? Only time will tell. Because they showed us several years ago again, purge the election year. I think they were pointing at this time frame. I think they've been preparing us for a potential unrest and civil war, just like on, well, April 12th. Well, we can look at the Civil War movie that released this year, of course, on the anniversary of the Civil War, April 12th, several years ago. Why did it release on the anniversary of April 12th this year? As we headed into the elections. I don't know. If you ain't watched it, it's a very good one. You might want to go check it out. Okay? I'm not going to spoil the ending for you. Pretty pertinent to what we talking about. Can't say it's not relevant. Okay, but anyways, the Civil War on April 12th. So I don't want the movie. Stop pulling up movie. Just look up Civil War. The American Civil War in 1861. So if we look at Election day tomorrow and go to, I'll bring that up in a minute. So, election day tomorrow. I know it's over here. Just pay attention. So, we're going to go to next year and the anniversary of the Civil War on 4/12. The next upcoming anniversary after the election, we see it's a span of, yes. Oh, well, we got to go to 2025. Sorry. 158 days. When we add the end date, it's 159, just like our pal old Donnie boy gives us. Okay, so Donald Trump gives us 159. Okay, just like, well, what's he related to? A lot of people think he's related to the dollar sign because he's so rich. Well, I mean, it's true. We could see dollar signs in the market if old Donnie boy is elected out dollar sign. Dollar, I hope it doesn't sign. Dollar sign. Okay. We'll talk about the dollar in this video in a little bit. Don't worry, we'll get to the TA, you guys. It's the decode that's important for those wanting to gamble on the election. Crazy. In the world we live in where you can do that now. But dollar sign. Donald Trump, 159. Okay, 48. All right, anyways. All right, 159 days to the next upcoming anniversary of the Civil War, and we're talking about if this man's elected, we could possibly see a potential civil war, civil unrest. Okay, but also a possible Bitcoin pump to 88K. Wow. Anyways, so I'm just throwing out what's in the numbers. What's in the cards here? Astrology time frame, what we've been preparing our pioneers for several months now. All year was fourth quarter. We've prepared them the ups and downs, the highs and lows, going back since March, May, June, July, August, September. Okay, the trend reversal we call, like every part of it, you guys. So if you're missing the channel, you got to get to the dailycandleclosenews.com. Go to Pioneer Discord for $2.23 for a one-time lifetime access. And then maybe trade with us at TradeAholics and Fibonomics twice a week. I've only missed like 3 times all year. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing that out there. But we're always out here discussing what's happening. Yeah, sometimes it just takes more time than what we're discussing. Sometimes it's a little premature, this, that, and the third. But ask anybody in the group. We're probably 94% accurate since March 14th and the high over the last 8 months. So remember that, okay? And that's because it's not just Coach A and the Master Chief 117. It's his team, his community around him. It's the 7A Skis, Modern Sport, Patoy, Roy Moore, Yahuda, Duke Doobie and crew, the whole gang. Lisa, Cleveland, and Paul. Everybody still learning, and Jake too. I'm telling you, everybody, the whole crew. It's a team, remember that. Giveaways still coming when we get the numbers up. All that we promised. So again, stay tuned. Back to the decode. Alright, so this very powerful connection that everything is, it's starting to make its full picture to why we started this video out talking about dark, not trying to be fear and negative, not trying to push fear porn or none of that nonsense, not trying to predict a civil war and a black swan event. No, none of it. Just trying to prepare our people for what it's showing us, what we could potentially see. Okay, we've already seen this man's ear get knocked off. All right. So again, very, very powerful that somebody didn't want him here this year, and now he's here. So what do we see moving forward from these scripted mother efforts? Okay, so the 60th election, as Kamala Debbie Harris is 60 years old, pioneers, as Donald Trump just gave us the 60 in numerology, just like dollar sign and a pump for Bitcoin. Okay, all right. But the 60th presidential election, either way, I don't really give a who wins. All I know is they are both going to be considered to be false prophets in my book. Okay. But anyways, giving us that same very powerful 60. I think the orange guy being the biggest one of our lifetime. Possibly the AKA Antichrist. So again, something we've shared all year, over a year, for many years, is the rise of the whore of Babylon, aka Kamala Debbie Harris. We knew it was her because she wore purple on January 20th, 2020, in the inauguration of Biden, marking the Scarlet Woman, aka the Beast of Babylon, the whore of Babylon, the one to ride the beast from Revelations 12, the woman, the child, and the dragon in the dragon year, and she was born in a dragon year. And we've always known it since we saw that very powerful color. Again, pay attention to the alchemy, the colors. It's very powerful. You can't deny it. We've shared it with the winnings of these teams and these scripted blacked out uniforms. I know you couldn't see my screen at first, but we've shared it. It's there. Pay attention. Go back and research yourself all year. Okay? From the totality of the Great American Eclipse leading into the dark half of the year and the darkest days leading into the black moon, it's always been about the alchemical process of everything. Black is a major color and a major process of the entire alchemical process. So remember that. What I'm getting at is, do we see the false prophet Donald Trump rise to the occasion and be the president? At least get the popular vote with possibly 88 million votes. Does Kamala barely beat him by scripted by the numbers? Does she cheat like they say? Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump said they did in 2020. Do they cheat again? I'm sorry, I got tongue tied there. My bad, you guys. But anyways, it's only a matter of time. It's only time will tell. But anyways, you see where I'm getting at? The dark half of the years, the civil wars. We head into tomorrow, the election being on Tuesday, 11/5, the day of Lucifer, you guys. Wow. Okay. So, Lucifer giving us that very powerful 115. Who will win? Do we see the Trinity and Kamala Harris, the feminine, rise to the equation? I don't know. I'm just saying, to become the first female and the first black female president ever. First female ever, but the first black female president at that. They'll put an emphasis on that. You always know that they do. They love that. The media. Anyways, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just or a good thing. I'm just throwing it out there. Just, you know how the media loves to be able to target that word. It's word spells. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Trinity both giving us that very powerful 115 on tomorrow, Tuesday, Marte, the day of Mars. Okay? So a very powerful time. We cannot deny that. I can tell you that right now. So, just looking at the chat. Oh, I didn't know you retracted the message. It's all good though. Maybe it wasn't suitable for young viewers, immature viewers. I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. I'm trying to be more professional tonight, you guys. We're going a long time tonight already. Almost an hour in already. Still got to talk about the market. Still got to finish the decode. Still got to look at your favorite cryptos. You know how we do. We don't charge them super chats. We go over that shit for free. Where they do that at? They not like us. You know that. Again, vote for yourself tomorrow because you're the president of your own lifetime. You're the greatest of all time within your own paradigm. I'm telling you right now, I'm feeling good today to be back with the crew. Where the real ones at. The Pioneers. They probably watching Monday Night Football. Are the Chiefs up? Are they gonna go 8-0? Does the Commander in Chief take it all tomorrow? Polls are up 10-7 as we head into halftime. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Let's pay attention to that. It might be showing us a script. They could fall 7-1 after tonight's game. After halftime. Only time will tell. So we'll see what happens. Commander in Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes being the face of the NFL right now. Um, does he have a chance to go three-peat this year? Only time will tell. We'll see what happens. But it's definitely something I've been looking at since the way last year's Super Bowl ended when the Chiefs beat the 49ers and AKA the Red Queen of Kamala, Debbie Harris, lost. Okay, it was just showing me just the 49ers lost. So she's from San Francisco. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, she lost. Being having ties. You know what I'm saying? What if she's a fan? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so we'll see what happens moving forward. If they make it to this year's Super Bowl, potentially against the Baltimore Ravens. They went 12 years ago. 12 years before that, 24 years ago, they went. So I'm paying attention to this every 12-year theme with them right now, and I was paying attention to that last year. They made it deep into the playoffs, and Lamar Jackson did his thing, and we had the scripted Baltimore Bridge sacrifice and incident where it was hit with a shipping container. I've been seeing these Baltimore ties, so I've been trying to pay attention to them moving forward. They've also, had a uniform change. I haven't seen that they've had a black one this year or played a game with a black one, but I haven't been able to, again, keep up with everybody, you guys, in college and NFL. I know my blogs are a little behind on both sports and weekly blogs, but, life hit a change for me back in July and heading into September and everything. So, it is what it is this year. I'll continue to pick back up and try it all again. But here we are, giving you the scoop of things far in advance, like we always do, with the eye of things that we see. So I'm also paying attention to these black teams right now to possibly make it deep into the college playoffs and the NFL playoffs. We'll see what happens moving forward. Do we see more black teams wear these black uniforms and continue to win this year? Only time will tell. But I'm getting off track here as we update you on the Chiefs score heading into tomorrow's election and the election boys. If you think the games have begun tonight with Monday Night Football, they ain't even got started yet, Pioneers. You better wait. Oh, you better wait. Grab your popcorn, Pioneers. It's going to get real. It's going to get spicy in the Matrix, and we've been preparing you for it all year for this potential civil war, an outbreak of unrest and uncertainty and unprecedentedness. Okay, when election day may turn into election, God knows when. We see the end and the results because they've done it once. They've done it before now, so we can see it happen again. So. And again, most people won't probably bat an eye, but maybe they will this year because of, again, everything I'm putting together in this deep decode. So, all right. Darker half of the year, Sam Hain, Halloween, Dark Matter Day, Trump, Dark-Maga. We've talked about it all, Pioneers. We've done the decode by the numbers. We've done this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. But if we look at one more connection, to the very powerful year of the snake coming up. We see from election day, let's go there. Guy Fawkes Day, remember the 5th of November, to the end of the Dragon Year on January 28th. We see it's a very powerful 2 months and 23 days away from tomorrow. Turn us back into our favorite pals again. You know, they're always going to have some kind of ties to the things we talk about, the equations, and they're not the only ones, I promise you that. The Black Hand, all this darkness we've been talking about, probably going to have a lot of great ties to what's going on right now in this realm as well. So again, it's always a ton of conspirators in our realm controlling the very aspects we see that come off that black box, that dark box of Saturn off your television. So anyways, television that tells lies to your vision. So don't let it tell lies to your vision tomorrow, Pioneer. But anyways, we see that it's a powerful 2 months and 23 days away from the end of the Dragon Year, which starts the Year of the Snake. And the first full day of that, the following day, the very powerful time frame that I think we will see. My book I plan to have done by, you know, this orange guy's birthday, June 14th, 2025, when I think it will be announced that America is in war. Something that some of you may not be aware of. Again, visit dailykennelclosenews.com. Private Discord access, one-time access, not for an hour. I know it says that, but one-time access for a lifetime into the Discord, the trading group, the one-on-one Coach Abe, rapid Coach Abe counseling and coaching, to read the blogs, but my book, you know, something I've already completed 10 chapters. I've been working on the month of October this month, last month now. I worked a lot on my book because that's when I started it last year during the World Series. And that's a lot of chapter 1 and the intro and the beginning and everything. And, you know, it's the 119th anniversary of the World Series, and I was showing the next 9/11 event and the start of World War III and how sports are showing the outcome to that. So I still got my Caitlin Clark update and all this and that to add to it, you guys. So anyways, what I'm getting at is you can still get a pre-read to the book's release and the everything of it online in my Discord, to see how it's been showing that by this time in the Year of the Snake, that I think America will be announced that they're in war by Donald Trump's birthday of this year, 2025. So it's hopefully going to all come together in one great big, you know, grand scheme and circle. Another kind of reason why, to me, the Decode is showing that he's moving into possibly becoming the 47th president. I know for years I've said that my decodes have shown that the 47th president would be a female, but we've got a female running. So my vision has shown a 47th president becoming female, but not by the way that many would expect a 47th president to become female. I've shared this for many years that I shared a 47th president would become female based off of what I've shared in many videos, dating back to the Richard Nixon shot videos, etc. It would be this right here.
On October 18, 1989, in West Branch, Iowa, Gerald Ford, the 38th President of the United States, shared history with students from across Iowa. The visit was part of a conference on the role of former presidents in American society, sponsored by the Herbert Hoover Library and Museum and the Gerald Ford Library and Museum. Here's how these students took advantage of a rare learning opportunity.
Thank you very, very much. It's a very high honor and a very great privilege for me to come to West Branch and to participate in this conference, which is being held here at the Hoover facility.
Mr. Ford, what advice would you give a young lady wanting to become President of the United States?
Well, I hope we do have a young lady at some point become President of the United States. Uh, I can tell you how I think it will happen, because it won't happen in the normal course of events. Either the Republican or Democrat political party will nominate a man for president and a woman for vice president. And the woman and man will win. So you'll end up with a president, a male, and a vice president, a female. And in that term of office of the president will die. And the woman will become president under the law or constitution. And once that barrier is broken, from then on, men better be careful, because they'll have a hard time ever even getting a nomination in the future. But that's the way it's going to happen, and I think it'll probably come sometime in the next 4 or 8 years.
So I hope you guys were able to hear that video. But for those that, if you weren't, and maybe my audio was messed up, hopefully it was great and you were able to hear. But I've shared it many times in my videos before, leading into this year. It's how, and I know his name is Gerald Ford, and I was facetious in those videos, and I'd call him Henry Ford, like the Ford automobile creator. But anyways, long story short, you guys, he says on October 18th, 10/18, drop the zero, that's 118, that a female, 1989, that a female would become president, because the president that was elected during this term was a male. He elected a vice president, and that he would die. And so there's always been this possible removal of Biden. And, you know, it's still a long time away from January this year, next year, you guys. You know, there's still a lot of time left in the year, and we already know the man's not all there, and this, that, and the third. We've seen it over the last 4 years. Like, anything can happen, right? Darker half of the years, do we see that scripted narrative of uncertainty and that election year ritual against, well, our sitting still president-elect from 4 years ago? You see what they told us. We got 81 votes. So if, you know, Trump gets more, I'm looking at the 80, 88 to 89 million vote range to see what they show for the total overall vote count. Anyway, selection count, I should say. But you see, hopefully it's all painting a picture. And while my work the last several years has shown the 47th president would be a female, but not necessarily that she got voted in. Maybe she wins the populace, maybe she wins the electoral college, vice versa. Maybe Donald Trump, vice versa, wins one or the other, or it's a landslide. I don't care. I still see uncertainty, chaos from either or whoever's elected. Certainly if it's DT, because we saw what happened to the world last time. Again, I mean, I've already shared it, but, you know, they absolutely freaking nuts. But anyways, targeting him, assassination attempts this year. Like, let's just be, I gotta be careful. I forgot I'm live. But anyway, so what I'm saying is, you know, I'm trying to put this all together collectively in a large, deep, thorough decode so that you can understand the grander theme of where my mind's been at over the last several years, and how I've been able to prepare my pioneers over the last 8 months for the markets leading into this time frame where we should see it go absolutely parabolic, and history shows that. And in my work recently, especially twice a week in the private TradeAholics and Fibonomics classes, I've been able to prepare my pioneers for just that. An example, back here recently, of our most recent test of what we've considered the golden support line. Okay, this little circle you see where the price dipped back down to 58K the last time before this continuation up to 73K. I asked my pioneers in the Discord one question. in the TradeAholics and Fibonomics TA and charts section, I said, bounce it, question mark, question mark, question mark. And sure enough, Pioneers straight back up to 68 to 72K. Measured move of the wedge, falling wedge that we were in, 68K to 72K is the high. And what do you know? Hit 73, the box range I gave, and right back into this next range to pull back. Another falling wedge for me now, possible breakout coming, or at least another pump up for a lower high, continuation, or some lower high somewhere, and another opportunity to bounce down lower. Recently we said, will we see this 1618 as we saw this fifth wave come in? And what do you know? We got very close to 66,600, the 666 range before getting our bounce at the bottom of the wedge. So I know we poked a little below it, but it's okay. We closed the candle above it, and we're starting to see that possible breakout coming before we see if we can break resistance. Peace style of resistance that we can turn into support. So we got to pay attention to that. Okay, moving forward. That's what the 2-hour time frame is showing right now. But it's all about levels, man. For 7-8 months, I've been teaching my pioneers it's all about the levels. Okay, the fib circles, the fib extensions and fib retracements, the fib channels, the simple horizontal trading levels, and the esoteric ones too, like things like 47K heading into the 47th president. And again, this chart won't show it, but one of the ones I'll pull up will. But they're wicking the 47K that we called that we got in August. August 4th, we prepared you for that day too. So, all right. Anyways, this back test right now of 66,600, we want to see it hold. If we lose it, we could see more downside into our 4.618 fib circle that we've yet to retest after 8 times failing to hold support above it. All right, so again, upwards of 88K, 86 to 88K after the elections, especially if Trump 88 gets it, right? Do we see us go all the way to 88K and back to the future at 88 miles an hour? I'm just saying, it's like we've already witnessed it. I'll behave. Coach A told you first. Anyways, falling below the yellow EMA right here, which is the 21 EMA, I want to see us start to get daily closes back above that. We were in our regression trend until we finally started breaking out above it and getting support of the top band. Okay, the heartline support from 58K, the last bounce it that we called, right into these boxes. Entering price discovery in the same time frame of Halloween and Bitcoin, okay, of October 29th, which was the anniversary of the Great Depression, and people are wondering why since then we've been in a downtrend. I don't know. Anyways, so anyways, I'll behave. But it was Bitcoin's birthday a few days later, and we know leading into Bitcoin's birthday, we're on our way into new all-time highs, or we've already broken out into new all-time highs, and that's what this box is. We know the 76 to 79K that Coach Abe has called all year and probably been called a fool to this day still for calling that. Okay? I remember him in April of this year around an American eclipse when they didn't think we'd have a chance, and it was like, yeah, we had a chance. We could have broke all-time highs then. Like again, it's price discovery came. Nobody really do TA on it. Okay, but we ended up double topping or lower highing, whatever you want to call it. It's an M pattern. All right, but around the April 8th eclipse, yeah, on that day we had a chance. but we did it. Okay, but it's always been 76K has been the target move. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna move on from our fibs on fibs on fibs chart and continue to keep going down the rabbit hole. Okay, Pioneer. So get with me as we deep dive into our continued move of higher prices. 88K is the extension of our next Elliott wave pattern theory and our fifth wave extension up that we've been sharing in the private TradeAholics and Fibonomics classes. What we've been talking about, and look at the perfect wave 3 that Coach A recently called. I've been saying it. Wave 4 pullback. Then in the wave 5, it's on off in the price discovery. 88K. Trump wins 88. Trump equals 88 numerology. Who knows? Does he get 88 million votes? I'm just throwing it out there. It's speculative. I can see it now. Will it happen though? Only time will tell. So let's continue on. Top of the range. We called it. They not like us. They not like us. What do we retest? The middle of the range. We called it. So, anyways, they not like us. Vote for yourself tomorrow. Don't even vote for me. So, top of the range, the middle of the range. So, what's important is that our levels to break hold. And for months, people, they were so bullish at every pump. Since the August 4th lows, they've been bullish. And I've had to tell them, it's all about the levels. Okay? So I'll explain right now, it's still all about the levels. Okay? So you still got a level to break right here. Alright? So let's remember that. Alright, it's not over with yet. Just because we hit 73K again, it's still a lower high. This was 73.9. Okay? Alright? Whatever chart you look at, this one was 74K. The only chart that hit 74. So remember that. Like we called the 74K in our blocks. All tied to Lucifer. As we headed into a certain week of the year, I won't spool it. You'll have to, go and pay attention. Go and read for yourself. But anyways, it was a week or two in advance of that we had called it. And it was picture perfect. But anyways, levels to break. Still got one. So as long as we continue to hold these, that's a good sign. Can we fall back into 62K? Absolutely. We start closing below 62, 60, 58K, our golden level of support that we shared on the other chart. That's where things are going to start to look a little dicey. And we're going to need to come back and assess the chart. But it's possibly because of manipulation in an event, post-election, during election tomorrow, etc. So remember that, okay? Again, Black Swan, 157, all the connections we made. And there's probably a ton more that I'm not making. Just sharing what I'm seeing. We can even see something where they send us into a new all-time high, and then during the election, because of the results, etc., they send us into a scripted volatile moment, and then they sell us back into lows before continuation, and it just pushes our cycle on off a little bit. But that's just a scenario that we're throwing out there, okay? We shared that with our group. But so far, the latest setup we gave was the fallen wedge again. Targets hit at 72,800, or 72,800, 73,300, as high as 73,800, and the target was hit. So, 73.6. I mean, $200 off. But anyways, this always showed continuation. We were sharing that. It's just, what if we see something like 45, 47K again after President 47 because of a narrative and a possible blackout or something like that. They talked about it, the QAnon community, for so many years, 10 days of darkness. Anyway, it could happen though. It could happen, guys. Who knows? I'll see you on day 11, I guess. But anyways, we talked about this year of the dragon earlier, election year Decoded. Something you'll see every election year is I went back last year and I mapped out and I shared with you guys all in December of last year. All last year when I finally started, making this public to my group and in my videos, you saw we broke down. I'll have to go back and pull up all my eclipses during this election year, and astrological importances during these two, I guess. Um, but you'll see, I've got it brought up to where we see this fourth quarter rally into wave 5, into the extension of anybody that knows me, that knows when I talk about these patterns. I call them butterflies. They're harmonic patterns. But anyways, when we extend now into wave 5 of the new harmonic that we would need to draw, I got us going upwards of roughly, anywhere to around 144K to 174K. Again, it's going to be hard to price, but it's something that, I've been working on for obviously over a year now. So to this point, being able to prepare us back in early January, February for the rally up past 49K after the 49ers lost the Super Bowl, it was pretty important. We were calling a pullback in a wave 4. Sorry, I lost track. There was something else I was thinking about. And I think we finally have seen the bottom. There's still that chance of 42 to 44K if things get chaotic. I mean, I really hate to say it, but my pioneers know about it, you guys. And if we were to see it, it would throw off the pattern of 16 years of data for the first time in history, and it would be something that not many people were prepared for. It would be a black swan narrative. Again, something that not many people can prepare for, if any at all. It's simply have liquid cash to buy assets, and that's what I'm going to treat it as. Always trying to prepare. There's still this long-term trend line that we have to break, and that's our recent touch of 73K. We get up there, we hold support, it's off to the races. And now that we're past the last eclipse of 2024, you guys, I think it's promising as we head into fourth quarter, what we've always known to be Bitcoin bull run. Fourth quarter tends to always show that. Fourth quarter, okay, I mean, things like that. We can go back in history. Fourth quarter from high to low a year later. I mean, come on, it's fourth quarter highs, fourth quarter lows. We've known that for many, many years in the cycle. Might be a little deviance here and there, but it's okay. Okay, things happen. History repeats, but it's not always the same. But do we see a change? Something we've got to pay attention to with a fourth rejection from this trend line. Again, dating back 4 years in post 2020 election. So, very, very important. All right, you guys. I'm going to keep going through the charts real quick before we get ready to wind things down. This is just scenarios we've been sharing. We've got our pre-halving dump, pre-halving pump, pre-halving dump again, and then the halving where we have our post-halving dump and our post-halving pump. And that's what we're still waiting on, is an extension towards this 1618 right here. Is again, upwards of anywhere from 93 to 95K is where I've got it marked right now, from swing high to swing low of August. So when we look at this through history, we're just right here in a time period where we just still got to continue to hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. So again, here's that harmonics pattern taking us to 187, 174, 144 is what I'm thinking. But yeah, just waiting for the grand finale, you guys. I don't think many people they've waited. They've talked about it so much. They said it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time at every pump for the last 8 months, and even recently they said it's time, and yeah, again. Anyways, it's still just a hurry up and wait. Now it's coming, you guys. But when this time frame comes, I don't think many people will be prepared and able to take advantage of the opportunities quick enough. I think they're going to continue to let greed take over. And the emotions that run these markets will have them through this euphoria and thrill and optimism, all these phases, yay, until they're right back stuck in denial and capitulation and panic at the very bottom of the markets the next cycle. So, anyways, diamond hands instead of diamond minds. Let us pray. So as long as we can see the RSI on the daily kind of bounce from the 50, the median, I'd like to see it kind of possibly continue to push up right here, and then possibly start setting higher highs and continuance while setting lower highs on the RSI and show a deviance of bearish divergence to, eventually give us a pullback after we've broken into price discovery. It's going to be pumps and dumps along the way before we finally top out, okay? It's not going to be one shot up, all right? Nothing goes straight up, nothing goes straight down. We've talked about that. So it's just about getting past our golden level of resistance, okay? And this horizontal line of resistance that dates back to Super Bowl time period, the Bitcoin ETF highs, the short squeeze and parabolic rally we saw around February right after Super Bowl 49. And again, what I called and told my pioneers was the Super Bowl pump. Last year was the first ever crypto bowl and crypto commercials during the Super Bowl. So we've known this to be a good time period for crypto to get publicity or to be in an uptrend, okay? So again, we were able to call that, but dating all the way back to, June of 2022, heading into our November lows, November. See how it's just B-E-R at the end of November? We'll just put the A in there, and it's November, okay? It can be bearish in the month of November in our lows that came in 2022. This trend line also goes all the way back to September of 2020, okay? Right before another sell-off. So I don't want to see resistance here. I don't want to get rejected here. I want to see us break and get back in the bought back into 68K. Get above this resistance line and break back into phase D, continuing to phase D, a new all-time high, and what Wyckoff accumulation shows us after our spring and last sign of weakness in the wake me up when September ends tribute that I did to you all at the early of September when we fell back into the 322 EMA before we were bought back up in the 58K, our golden line of support, and carried up into our October 31st ritual and into the October 29th, the anniversary of the Great Depression time frame. Okay? So very important that if you really pay attention to what I teach and what I say, we really got it all mapped out and know what we're talking about. And I'm not here again to brag and boast or to say that other people don't. I'm just here to share that they're not like us. We do it in a different way. And we're here to try and save the day and teach you that you can do it too. Because if I can do it, if others can do it, you can do it too. So, anyways, with that being said, you guys, I am enjoying this. I have been enjoying this. And it has been a very powerful night. But I am unfortunately about to have to sign off. We know what is going on. So the Buccaneers win the second quarter. What did I say earlier? It might be a sign that Chiefs fall 7-1 because it looked like they were going to end the halftime down by 3, the Bucks, and it was 7-10. Dropped to 0. That's 7-1. It's higher, so it could have shown me that Bucks come back and stomp second half, give the Chiefs their first loss. Uh-oh. What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Chiefs fall to 7-1. Trump is tied to the 17. That's the mirror of 17. We'll see what happens. Q is the 17th letter. You see what I'm saying? We'll see if Patrick Mahomes can get a fourth quarter comeback. The comeback kid, they say. Anyways, so we will see. Is it going to be a close race? Is it going to be there is no race in tomorrow. Is it going to be God knows what? Let's pay attention. When it happens, we'll come out, we'll decode it, we'll be in the community live with everybody in the crew. We'll continue to do what we do. But until then, Pioneers rise. I'm sending you all much love and high vibrations. I hope you're doing well. I've missed you, Pioneers. Been doing big things with the job change again. I've been telling you, 70, 80-hour work weeks, at least 60 plus with promotions since we started a new job, pay raises, and going to make 6 figures. And it's like, it takes a lot of time raising a son by yourself, trying to write books and, teach a community of people. And like, I've just had to put myself and what benefits me, which is my website and my YouTube and things like that, on the back burner. See, and I am fortunate to be able to do that, because some of these other YouTubers, they solely rely on their audience, and I am so glad that I don't have to do that, to rely on the hard work of someone else that could be struggling day to day to pay their bills and take care of their families to support me. I'm glad to know that I can go out and be the man that I am and continue to work hard to get what I get in life. So I guess that's why I'm continuing to be blessed with my calls in the markets and be able to continue to call the highs and the lows and the ebbs and the flows and prepare my pioneers for this, that, and in between, and the decodes too. So with that being said, Pioneers, join if you like what you're seeing. Follow the community. Share it with a friend. After tomorrow, we will talk about it more. But until then, Pioneers, we've talked about some highs, we've talked about some lows, we've talked about some continuances and owns, some chaos and in between. But until then, Pioneers, until we see what happens and unfolds, whenever the hell it does, whether it's election day, election week, election month, God knows. We'll talk about it as a community together with no fear, no negativity. We won't brag, we won't boast. If our side won this, that, and the third, we will know we are the presidents of our own lives and our own paradigms. So I'm sending you all much love. Good night. Rest tight. Vote for yourselves. Write yourselves in the ballot tomorrow. Much love and high vibrations. Pioneers rise. Build your fortress. Build your legacies. Let's go.